Okay, so we're back again today with our dinosaur, and I'm just going to demonstrate how we sew closed the turning gap in him using ladder stitch. So firstly, tools of trade are important, so make sure again that you're using a quality polyester thread. I'm using some Metla polyester here, but you obviously can use any. Just make sure it's a quality one, not one of the cheapest ones you can buy, because sometimes they can be a little bit more breakable. You want it to be a quality polyester that's just not going to break or snap while you're sewing, because it's taking a little bit of pressure. So we're just going to take a short length of that. I'm just using a size 9 embroidery needle here. For anyone who's interested in what size I'm using, it really doesn't matter. Obviously you don't want it to be too chunky or too thin, but I just find that a size 9 works for most of my hand sewing on my toys. Now what we're going to do here is I have folded this thread doubled, okay? So there's the folded end and there's my 2 loose threads. Okay, so I'm going to thread the 2 loose ends. So as you can see there, I've got those, and I'm going to make that my shorter length in my needle. So we've got the fold down there, and my 2 loose threads are shorter than the fold. So we're actually going to start off with a slip knot. So anytime that you're doing some hand sewing on your toy, I suggest you start with a slip knot where you can. If it's appliquing something on, which I'm going to demonstrate in another tutorial for you for the spots and the face, then you'll probably sink a knot, and I'll show that to you later. But when it's something like closing a turning gap, we want to do a slip knot, and that's to ensure that we can't possibly lose the thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at one end of my turning gap. I can see that there's been a little bit of a strain on the threads there, so I'm just going to start around there just to make sure that I can close it off nicely from that point. So I'm going to take probably even smaller than that, just a tiny little stitch. So hopefully you can see there, I've just taken a few little threads with my needle. I'm going to go through that, and this is where we're creating that slip knot. So that folded end that we had at the end, we're going to put our needle through that, okay, and then pull to create a slip knot. All right, so now we have attached that really securely to that starting point, and we've just got our normal double thread, okay, with our tails there. So now we're ready to start. Now ladder stitch is the perfect stitch for closing this. Now because this turning gap in our dinosaur is fairly hidden, I've purposely put it there so it's not really obvious, and if you don't do a perfectly neat job, it really doesn't matter to the end result of the toy. So you can just do slip stitch if you prefer, okay? But what I'm showing here is the ladder stitch because it really does give a much nicer result. So with ladder stitch, what we're going to do is we're going to take our thread and we're going to take 1 stitch, so in the opposite end from where I am. So I've secured my slip knot just here. Where the thread is coming out, I'm going to start a stitch along the other edge. Okay, so just a small stitch there, and I'm going to pull it through. Now again, where this thread is ending, I'm going to start my stitch on the other side. So what we're doing is, if your turning gap here is horizontal, we're going vertically down to the exact same spot on the other side of the turning gap. And we're going to take another stitch just along the folded edge. Now that edge should still be folded from when we pressed it earlier on in the sewing, okay? If it's not, make sure obviously that you turn under those turning gaps and make sure they're nice and neat. So again, we're going to go vertical up, directly up to where that thread's coming out to the top edge. Take a little stitch along that edge. All right, and again, down along the bottom edge. So that's just important that we are starting the stitch the same position as we ended the stitch above. So see how that's creating those little vertical rungs there, which is why it's called ladder stitch, because it creates like the look of a ladder as you're doing these stitches. So I'm going to continue. I like to continue until I've probably done, I don't know, between 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. So I'm probably getting to that point now. And once I've done that much, I'm actually just going to do my first pull of the thread. Now I hope we can see this really well, but as I pull the thread, see how they just close together nicely? So it just pulls those rungs of the ladder tight so that each side joins, and it's got that real seamless look. Now when I let go, that is going to loosen again. I'm going to keep pulling after every few stitches, and it will slowly start securing at that end. And obviously we're going to pull it as well at the end to make sure that everything is nice and tight and secure. All right, so I'm going to grab my needle again, and I'm going to start doing my next thread through the top. Now at this stage I tend to start sort of pulling after every stitch, so I just give a little pull. Now you're pulling the direction that you're going, okay? So don't pull upwards with your thread upwards, pull the direction that you're going. Another stitch in the bottom edge. It does get a little bit fiddly in here because we're working in this little inside of his belly. We've got the legs in the way, but you know, it's just a small turning gap, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. So another stitch in the top edge. Pull. Another stitch in the bottom edge. So we're just going to continue on taking these stitches through, and then each time just pulling through. Now you'll see how the start ones are starting to hold now more. The further I go along, they'll start holding at that first point, and that's why I just suggest you continue to pull it with each stitch, because you're sort of securing those end ones. If you waited till you got right to the end, some of those end ones won't tighten quite as much. So just a good tip to make sure you keep sort of pulling and making sure it's nice and tight as you go along. Okay, so we're getting closer to the end now. So again, just keep pulling on each stitch. Okay, I think we're pretty much done, but what I'm just going to do, just going to take one more stitch past where we were. Make sure it's all nice and pulled close. So have a look there. Everything's nicely pulled close. You can see we've got a nice smooth edge there. It just looks like a seam. If you felt like yours wasn't tight enough or secure, you could go back the other direction, just doing the exact same thing back the other direction. And you may like to do that just for added strength if you think the toy is going to be used and played with by a child who's quite young or boisterous. That may be a good idea. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sink the knot now, because I'm really happy with how mine's come together. So what I'm going to do, I've come to the end, and I'm just going to tie a double knot close to where my thread's coming out. So single knot, you can see there, and then I'm going to make it into a double knot. Okay, so hopefully you can see there I've got a little double knot on my thread. Now I'm going to go back the way I was going, and I'm just going to take another stitch into the other side. Okay, just out any old where really, to be honest with you. Somewhere close to the gap. I'm going to pull it through. Now it's going to stop when that knot hits there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sink that knot. So once I've gotten to the point where it has stopped, I'm just going to do a little tug. And did you hear that? I really hope you heard that little pop. That has sunk into the fabric. So now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to just do this a few times because it just really makes sure that that end can't unravel. So we've done the slip knot at the beginning, which will never come off, and now we're doing some sinking knots through the other end. And as I said, just keep going as long as your thread goes really, because the more you put in there the better. Again, I'm going to take another stitch. Now we want to make sure the stitch is longer than where the knot is, so that the knot will get nicely sunk inside and isn't going to come through the other end. So I've just gone a nice little distance there, probably around 1 inch. And again, going to sink those knots. Okay, I've still got probably enough thread to do one more time. I won't be able to go much further because I just keep losing my ends. 1. And 2, so we've got another nice double knot there, and I will take my last stitch through the other side and just through to any old place. And pull that, sink that knot. So now I can just cut the thread where it's coming out, flush against the body there, and we have a beautifully sewn up turning gap there. Okay, that's all good to go, all secured. and the next tutorial will be showing us how to applique on the different features. Okay, so have a good day. Bye.